We have actually already received a number of questions that you're sending in, and thank you very much for that. So we're going to start covering those off now. So we've had a question from Christine, and she's actually in Nottingham. She's studying at Oxford this year, and she's saying that obviously she doesn't officially qualify until next year, so can she still apply online?
Yes, Christine, you can still do that online. We've actually already received some students from Oxford asking that question, so I'm glad that came up. So yes, you can do that.
Brilliant. David's contacted us. He's a PhiLex student. He wants to know that he's now completed all of his academic training, but what does he do next?
Okay, David. If you've completed all of your academic stage of training, what you need to do is apply for a full exemption from the Common Professional Examination. So you need to register with an account, go online, use that application form. You will be sent an email, a cover sheet, so that you could submit your transcripts and all the evidence which shows that you've completed your academic training. Once we've processed that application form, your completion of the academic stage of training will be granted automatically. So you don't need to go online to do that, but what is also important for you to do at this stage, or once you've received that confirmation, is to apply online for your student enrolment, because that's the other part which is necessary for starting the LPC in September.
Brilliant, thank you. Daniel from Liverpool is asking, although we really hope that this doesn't happen, Daniel, what happens if he needs to resit something this year?
Okay, if you do have to do resits, that's fine. Obviously, I mentioned earlier on that if you haven't got your results, or the letter, should I say, confirming the completion of the academic stage 2 weeks before you start your legal practice course, to contact us. If you've got resits, then we don't get those results until September. Now, it does happen, and it's happened in previous years. If you advise your LPC course provider that you can't produce confirmation that you've completed the academic stage of training because you've got resits, then they should be fine with that. What I would like to point out, though, Daniel, is that it's at your own risk whether you start your LPC, because if in the unfortunate event that you wouldn't pass your resits, then you wouldn't be able to continue with the legal practice course. So hopefully you will.
Yeah, hopefully you will, Daniel, and good luck with that. Good luck to all of you. We are having lots of questions now coming through thick and fast, and there's quite a few that have come through. Radhika, Pooja and Laura are all asking the same question. And basically they want to know that if they've graduated in previous years and gone travelling, and if we're not, if the SRA doesn't know them, what do they need to do? Do they just go straight online?
It's really important to know, if you've graduated in previous years, you can't do the application form online. What you need to do is go to the Contact Us section of the Student Enrolment page, go through the Contact Us form with your details, enrolling as a solicitor. We will then set up an account for you, and then we will email you the application forms which you need to submit. Because they're paper forms which you need to print off and submit, you will have to make the payment by a cheque or a banker's draft, and that payment is £80. So you can apply, and we have got students who are applying and have applied already.
Lovely. This is interesting from Rachel. Rachel Harrison, thank you for your question. Is the confirmation of the academic stage of training a paper document?
It could be. It could be a certifying letter. Again, the Solicitors Regulation Authority is moving online, and the application form for student is the first online application. So there is a period that we've got students who are joining us who have had no contact with us before, i.e. graduating this year, and students who we've already got records on. So what's the question?
So she's wanting to know if her academic stage of training confirmation will be paper. So it will depend on what year she graduated.
Yeah. If you've graduated beforehand, and we've already got a record of you, then you'll receive a certifying letter. So it will be a letter on letter-headed paper. But if you've graduated this year, your completion of the academic stage will be an email. Now, we're currently in communications with the legal practice course providers to advise them that this year they're going to get a mixture of emails and letters confirming that students have completed the academic stage of training. So thank you again for asking that one.
We have a question from Laura Bowie.
Do students who have completed their degree and have their exam results still need to complete the CPE before starting the LPC, or is it the same thing? And I think you just answered the other one, which was, do you already have confirmation of my results if I completed my academic stage of training last year?
Okay, the CPE, if the CPE is classed as completing your academic stage of training, so if you completed a CPE beforehand, then we should already have your results.
Yeah, that's brilliant, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your next question comes from Catherine Mukutuma. Please ask your question.
Hiya. What I'd like to know is, can I work as a lawyer after my LPC without having had a training contract and registered with you, obviously, as a solicitor?
Okay, after you've done your legal practice course,
Yeah.
there are no timescales at the moment, because the next stage of the qualification route to becoming a solicitor would be to go on to do a training contract.
Yeah.
So any work that you do would cover you, maybe, or well, may entitle you to have time towards a training contract. Basically, from the legal practice course, you should enter into a training contract and then go on to be admitted as a solicitor.
Yeah.
So you can't work as a lawyer. I mean, technically, I suppose you could, as long as you're not holding yourself out as a solicitor, then you're fine to do that. But when you pass your legal practice course, there's no time scales then for when you enter into a training contract.
Okay.
The only time scales which apply over 7 years is when you've completed the academic stage of training, and then you start your LPC within 7 years. But once you've done your LPC, your legal practice course, it doesn't matter what the timescales are at the moment. I mean, it may change in the future, and that's why going to our website is really important to double check that. You will be fine to continue that, and any work experience you do may help towards your training contract.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
thanks very much.
okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Susan is asking, is it a good idea to declare any disability when applying for student enrolment? I could actually answer that one for you, Susan. This is completely up to you. Obviously, part of the application form does include disability questions, because we need to ensure that should we need to communicate with you in a certain way or make reasonable adjustments, that we're able to do so as a regulator. So we would encourage you to do so, but clearly that's all held very confidentially, and we just use it to assist us in communicating with you. We've had another another email from Caroline, and Caroline's asking if she needs to wait for the confirmation of the academic stage before applying to the SRA. I think this is quite common. People are asking whether they need to wait until they've graduated before they apply.
Yeah, we would encourage you to apply for completion of the academic stage without knowing that you've actually completed the academic stage of training. Obviously, there's no payment involved in that, but you do have to submit the payment for the student enrolment. The reason we'd encourage that is because when we start receiving results, if we've already got the information held against your record, then as those results come in from the spreadsheets from the course providers, they should automatically be cross-referenced and checked, and automatically then grant you completion of the academic stage. So it's something which I would really try to encourage students to do at this stage and earlier on, before you get your results, is apply for completion of the academic stage training. Yes.
Lovely. I hope that's answered similar questions from Chloe and Anne, so thank you very much, Caroline, for raising that question. We've got a further question from Liz, who's asking if there are any different requirements for Fellows of ILEX.
I think somebody asked that earlier. Was it David?
David
asked about ILEX. It depends whereabouts you are with your academic studies. If you've covered everything which is necessary, then what you need to do is apply for full exemption from the Common Professional Examination. That full exemption from the Common Professional Examination, or CPE, would automatically grant you completion of the academic stage of training. So that, as well as student enrolment, which is important for you to do, are the both documents which are required for starting your legal practice course. So yeah, in your instances it might be that you do the CPE exemption rather than the completion of the academic stage, because that will be granted, automatically processed from the CPE exemption.
Okay, lovely, thank you. We had a question a while ago. Sorry, Yuri, it's taken a while to get to this question. He's asking if there are any additional requirements for international students.
As long as you've done your qualifying law degree, a CPE or a GDL, and you've studied them here, then there's nothing additional. There is some immigration and visa queries on the application form for student enrolment. You obviously would need to put that information because it's part of your responsibility to make sure that you have got the necessary requirements to be studying or working in the UK. So there is something on the website, on the application form for student enrolment, which asks you about your international.
Francis is asking a really good question, actually, about the information that's cross-referenced with the university.
Okay.
So she's sort of saying what information on an application form is the part that's cross-referenced with the uni. Is it just the name and institution and degree, or is it at modular level?
Okay, it's your name, your date of birth, the course that you're doing, so whether it's a qualifying law degree, CP or GDL, the course provider, where you're actually doing the course, and whether it's a full-time or part-time. So I hope that's helped you with your question.
Brilliant. Thank you. Okay, we've got another question now from Cecil. This is Cecil Chow. This is quite a specific question. I graduated in September 2009 and have completed the enrolment form. Thanks for doing that, Cecil. The completion of academic stage form as well. It's going to arrange for a bank draft, and is there a deadline to pay the fee? He's got no character and suitability issues, so when should he get his fee in?
Ideally as soon as possible, because we can't start processing your application form until it's a full application. By full, we need form and fee. So as soon as possible, really, please, Cecil.
Thank you. Martha, have we got any other callers on the line?
We do not have any questions. Please continue.
Thank you. I think we've got a final question just coming in now. This is from Liz. This is another FILEX related question, actually. Do those who have qualified through FILEX need to make any more applications, for example, for exemptions from training contracts?
If you're FILEX, before you start your legal practice course, then you're exempt from the training, from doing a training contract, because the 5 years experience that you've got should equate to that. You would need to send all that information into the SRA. If you've become a FILEX after you've done the legal practice course, you need to then submit, because it's all based on individual circumstances, you would need to email your information into the SRA, which you could do that again through our website, sra.org.uk.
I think that's it. We've not got any further callers and we've not got any further questions. So thanks very much, everybody, for attending this webinar. Hope that it's answered all of the questions that you had about your student enrolment. Good luck with any exams that you've got this year, and if you need any more information, please visit our website, sra.org.uk. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.